Hi class, Miss Hall here. In this video we're going to go over problem number 19 from chapter 7 exercises. So this problem wants us to write a function that is going to take a list of numbers and return the average, and it just also gives us a reminder of what of how we compute the average, which is adding up all the total of numbers and dividing it by the amount of the numbers you have. So let's start out by developing our function. Of course, we're going to have that keyword return in there because it does return a value. So we're going to name our function average function just so we can remember what it's for. As a reminder, in this function it says it has to take a list of numbers, so we do need to include a num list parameter in there that's going to pass that list of numbers in. And of course we're going to also need an accumulator variable that's going to be initialized at the value of 0. As a reminder, this is the variable that's going to hold our running total as the values are being accumulated once we are looping through that list and adding them to this sum variable. So let's just go ahead and get started with that. We're going to need a for loop, of course, and this for loop is going to basically be saying for every number in num list, and num list, as a reminder, is this list of numbers that we are going to pass in. So for every number in num list, what do we want to do? Well, we want to take sum and we want to add that number to sum, right? And we want it to continue doing this until it has finished going through the loop. Once it has finished going through the loop, then we want it to return the average. And again, we can return the average by taking that total value of sum and dividing it by the length of that list, right? Because again, this length function here is going to return the number of numbers in this list, and once we have that number we can divide it by the total, and that would of course again give us the average. Now, of course, in order for us to pass a list in, we have to have created a list. So I'm just going to say list of numbers. That way you can just distinguish which one of these variables this is. List again are denoted with the brackets. So let's go ahead and put a couple of values in here. I'm just going to say 10, 20, 30, and 40. And again, once we create a function and it returns a value, if we don't do anything with the value that's being returned, we're not going to see anything happen. So what we want to do is we want that value to be printed. So we're going to call this average function within a print function. So we're going to say print average function, and again this print function has to pass a list, or a value to this function, otherwise you're going to get an error, as you can see here, require an argument. So we want to add this list here as a parameter to pass in this function. Then we're going to hit save and run again, and we'll see that 25 is our average. We can also check that by easily just using a calculator. 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40. Then we're going to divide that by 4, 25. I hope this helps.